Who are you? I mean, who am I? My name is Ethan. Um, I am a 4.0 GPA college student from a very small town in the middle of nowhere, Texas, who is starting his own personal online coaching business and a future wannabe bodybuilder. I'm big on my faith and I hold some very, very, very tight standards to who I am, what I do, and the way I present myself. I have some very strong morals, and I'm very convicted about the way that I feel about those morals. I'm an extremely honest and straightforward person. I'm going to do my best to present who I am as rawly as I can to each of you guys. This channel is going to be about bodybuilding, Christianity, and your faith overall, and having a better and more fulfilling life. And it's not going to be about any of those things individually, but more so about how all three of those things have come together and influenced my life overall and how they have led me to be where I am today. So, like I said a few minutes ago, I'm from a very middle class family in the middle of nowhere, Texas. And throughout high school, I really just genuinely hated where I was at in life. I felt like everything was extremely pointless. Nothing had any real meaning or value to it. And I was really like questioning what I was doing with my time and why I was doing the things that I was doing and what I was going to be doing with my future. You know, um, as you get through high school, once you hit about sophomore year, the end of sophomore year, people start to ask you, what do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to be when you grow up? What kind of future do you have in mind for yourself? And being somebody who actually genuinely puts thought behind what he does and says, that's a very hard question to ask at such a young age. Um, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I still don't know what I want to do. Um, but as I'm closer to that time of needing to go to college, you know, the pressure of just going to college continued to mount on me to the point where I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go to college and just kind of hopefully figure it out from there. So that's what I did. And I went through an extremely harsh transitional period um, moving out to college. I still felt like I had generally no purpose and no real meaning behind everything that I was doing. But by the time that I got to college, I had been with, at the time, my long term girlfriend, and we both moved out together. And there was a lot of detail that I'm not going to go into in this video, but there's a lot of circumstances that caused us to drift apart before moving out. And then we got there, and I found out that she was basically cheating on me, you know? And so I broke up with her, and that made the rest of my time throughout my freshman year of college extremely difficult because not only was I in a brand new town surrounded by people that I didn't know, I just didn't have anybody from my family or my friends outside of my roommate to rely on and lean upon while I needed them the most. Going through such a harsh transitional period of having to schedule everything on my own, make sure that I got to classes on my own, did all my homework on my own, studied on my own appropriately, and balanced staying on top of grades and doing the things that I wanted to do, such as play video games or go play extracurricular sports. I'm a big badminton fan. Um, Going to the gym, hitting the weights. Making sure that I had time for all the things that I wanted to do throughout the day, and learning all that time management. It really hit me like a wall, having to figure all that out on my own, having to figure all that out by myself, and with minimal reliance on anyone else. Because, like I said, there was no one else around for me to talk to. So, throughout my freshman year of college, I learned how to discipline myself extremely well. I already had a very strong disciplinary background due to being in high school athletics and being on the track team, being on the powerlifting team, and I had a love for weightlifting, and that inspired me to go into bodybuilding throughout the summer of my junior year. Um, because of that, I already had a great physique going into college, and then because of the things that I had experienced, my faith and my bodybuilding became my outlet to kind of turn the pain that I was experiencing into something that I could grow from. I think that I did that very well. I saw a lot of explosive growth from the summer of my senior year to college, the end of my freshman year of college. Obviously, that's a year of growth, and that's a lot of time that can change a person, especially someone as young as me who is still in their developmental period, who hasn't really fully matured yet. Um, that is a lot of time to be able to grow. But having that year to dedicate to nothing but bodybuilding and staying on top of grades was very beneficial to me because it taught me what I needed to do and what to expect for the years to come to get to my goals. And in the long term, my goals are successful online business coach, um, to help people like yourself who, you know, feel like they're stuck where they're at and are busy doing all the things that daily life requires you to do. But you still want to have a better physique. You still want better for yourself, and you still want to have a greater relationship with the Lord, and you want to be happier in your position overall. All of those things are things that I stand for and things that I want to help people like you do, and I can do that. Um, but more on that later. The goals that I really want to aspire to do right now is become an IFBB pro bodybuilder sometime in the distant future. Um, Obviously, right now, I'm staying natural. I have been natural my whole life. I'm natural right now. Love to compete in some natural federations, maybe win a couple trophies doing that, but eventually become an IFBB pro bodybuilder. That would be one of the big goals for me right now. Um, Another one would be to become a doctorate of chiropractic. That's what I've decided that I'm going to college for, is to become a doctor of chiropractic, and not because I'm necessarily passionate about medicine or I'm passionate about anything in the medical industry or the medical field. But I wanted to choose something that I knew would involve a lot of physical activity, something that involved being on my feet and helping people physically all day, every day, and then just helping people in general. Those were the biggest criteria for me, who wanted to just have a very nice lifestyle, have a very provided for, taken care of lifestyle where I would never really have to worry about money or, having the finances to do the things that I want to do or being able to have the time, all of those things that are valuable to us these days, because time is just running out. There's always something that's trying to steal your time away, whether it's social media or the job that you work or the relationships with your friends that you have lost due to being too busy. You know, I never want to be able to feel like I don't have the time for the things that I want to have time for. I also never want to feel like I'm trapped financially to doing any one particular job. So I think being a doctor is really going to help with that, as well as, open up some avenues for more things down the future. I mean, and it's also like the medical industry is very interesting, and then beyond those two goals, I would love to start a family someday. Love to sit down when I'm ready and, have a couple kids, have a wife, be able to move into the future and provide for somebody, have an amazing legacy in my children, and pass on what I have to them and provide something awesome for someone the same way that my parents provided something awesome for me. Um, they've given me a lot, and I owe them a lot, and so I want to do that for somebody else. Obviously, it doesn't have to just be my kids, but providing that for my kids would be ideal as well. But a big concern of mine that I have is that I like to consider myself to be above average in a lot of areas. Um, like I obviously said, my physique, and then the next one I would say it would be my intelligence. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I am a 4.0 GPA college student, and that's encompassing all of my freshman year, both semesters, and then currently right now, which we'll see how that goes. But first semester of sophomore year, still maintaining that GPA, right? That's a big deal. But the more and more that I realize, like the further and further out that I get from the start of college, the more and more I begin to realize that is incredibly difficult to achieve. However, one of the biggest things that I'm afraid of is that I will not live up to my own expectations for myself, and I won't live up to what my potential would allow me to be. And that's more of a willpower thing. It's more of a mentality thing or a disciplinary thing that I have all control over, because obviously no one is going to stop me from achieving my full potential but me, because only I can really know what I'm capable of. And I have the mindset that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And that's exactly what I plan to do. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys, whoever watches this, an introduction to who I am, what I do, and how I got here, and kind of let you guys see exactly who I am and what I'm going to be talking about, which, to summarize, is going to be bodybuilding, what my day to day looks like, Christianity, and how to deepen your faith. We're talking about how my faith applies to my training and what that looks like on the day to day, and how I mentally prepare myself for my training sessions, and how I choose to honor the Lord with the gifts that He has given me through my training and through representation of myself online, giving all of that glory to the Lord and not turning it into idolization of myself or my own body or putting myself above others. Maintaining that mindset of serving the Lord and making sure that I'm matching what Jesus's example was as closely as possible, and then living a better life. Really master time management and how to make the most out of your hours in the day. As I said, I'm a 4.0 college student, and I also work out all the time, and I have my personal online fitness coaching brand. Managing all three of those things all at the same time is incredibly taxing, and it takes a lot of time management to be able to get all of the things done that I need to get done in a day. And you can ask any college student alone who's just a college student how difficult it is to stay on top of your classes and your homework and your studying and your tests and all of that. And then you throw in another job, you throw in a job on top of that, and that sucks up even more of your time. And then you throw on top of that a workout schedule that you have to fit in, that sucks out another 12 to 15 hours every week. All that stuff takes up time. And so being able to manage all three of those things effectively and efficiently is something that I can say is very difficult, that most people can't do. And I would like to teach you guys how to do that and how I do that. If you think that this channel could help you guys out in the future, I would appreciate it if you drop to subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends and family members who might get value out of some of this content, and I hope to be uploading a lot more frequently. And like I said earlier, if you're somebody who feels like you're stuck in your position, you don't have the time to do what you want to do, or to be able to have the physique that you want to have, or have the training that you want to have, you don't feel like you have the knowledge or the skills or the mindset to be able to do what you want to do, I'm going to drop my Calendly link down in the description below. It's going to allow you to book a one-on-one call with me, and we can go further into talking about what all it needs to happen and see if you're a good fit for my program. So, like I said, if you made it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope to see you around. If you found anything interesting in this video, please drop a comment. I'll be responding to all the comments. Like the video to boost the algorithm, and I will see you guys later.